Emil. In the room and at my desk, I looked at the photos I had in my hand. A man named Joel, about 45 years old, and a younger woman named Tess, 35 years old. I sent my people after them for the robbery they had done to me, but they had managed to escape. I threw the photos on the desk with a bang. I said, "Come in." Derek entered the room and said, "We found Joel and Tess. They got into a fight with Emil's people, and Joel was shot. They must be in their hands now. We also found a camp belonging to him in the forest. I'm sure we can catch Joel and Tess there." I said, "Emil's people caught him and you couldn't?" "Really? Get ready. We're going there right now. If necessary, I'll force them out of Emil's grasp. They have to give me my weapons back, then I'll leave. Emil can do whatever he wants with them." I left the building. The sky was ready to rain. We headed towards the forest. The lightning that lit up the sky caught my attention. I looked through the trees at the dark sky. Several more lightning flashes lit up the sky and then roared. A heavy downpour began, drowning the car windows in itself. The cars stopped near the camp and turned off all their lights, so as not to attract the attention of Emil and his men and the wild animals and to hide themselves in the darkness of the forest. I said to Derek, "Are you sure we can catch him here?" "Yes." The guys took a long time to find this place. One of my men approached the car. I rolled down the window. "They're taking someone." I got out of the car. The rain was beating down hard on my head and body. I looked at the camp with my night vision camera. 2 people wearing raincoats. A woman was tied behind her back and they were holding her arms and dragging her to the ground. They took her to a person waiting in a corner and threw her on the ground in front of his feet. She moved a little. Suddenly, they threw the rope around her neck and pulled her up. She started to struggle and her legs were shaking violently. After a while, she tried to reduce the pressure of the rope by bringing her legs up. One of them grabbed her legs and put a log under her feet. She stood with her toes up. I said, "Isn't that Tess?" "Derek, maybe she ran away." He showed me a picture and continued, "This proves our point. Joel is in trouble with them. But now he's not here, damn it. They brought another one." I looked. Another woman? She couldn't walk easily. 2 of her companions were holding her arms and when they got in front of Emil, they forced her to her knees. Emil went over to her and took her chin in his hand and lifted her face and said, "Where are the others?" The woman spat in his face. Emil stood up straight and said, "Break her wings. I'll catch the others in time." They forced her to the ground. The woman was trying to free herself as best she could, when the first blow of the hammer landed and she screamed. Several more blows shattered bone and flesh. I said, "Emil, you're the craziest person in the world. Derek, finish him off." "Kill Emil?" "Yes, both him and the people with him." "Why?" "Why? Because he couldn't catch that damn Joel." "Why?" "Because that damn stole my weapons. That damn Tess girl ran away too. I have to settle your score too, before I put a bullet in your brain." "Go Derek, I'm going now." He pointed at a few people. They started running. I looked again. The executed girl was still trying to hold herself. Suddenly, one of the people who was holding the second woman on the ground fell to the ground. The woman immediately took the hammer with her good hand and hit the second man hard in the face, knocking him to the ground. Emil fired in the direction where the shot had been fired. He was also hit. I grabbed my pistol and walked towards the camp. When I arrived, the injured woman had pulled herself to one side and the executed girl had wrapped her legs around Emil's neck. Emil was struggling to free herself. I pointed the gun at the woman and said, "Let go of her or I'll put a bullet in your stomach so you both go together." She let go of Emil. Emil fell to the ground. The woman, who was suspended in the air again, started kicking. I kicked Emil back. I said angrily, "I hate helpless people." I put my foot on her hand and pressed it. She stretched out her other hand towards me and said, "Save me." "Why? Where is Joel? Tesco?" "They ran away. My own people couldn't catch them. My people are helpless." I looked at Derek. Emil laughed with pain. He clenched his fingers and pulled his hand back. I looked at the executed woman. She was still alive. I said, very hard, "Don't you want to die? Bring her down." Derek tore the rope with a knife and she fell face down on the ground. I knocked her down and went to her and looked at her fit and strong body. I stood in front of her face and said, "I want to untie your hands. Be a good girl." She nodded. Derek cut her handcuffs. She untied the rope from her neck and stood on her feet. She was taller than me.